It's 99 JAMZ. It's Miami's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. It's the Pac Jam Morning Show. DJ Nancy 305, Super Cindy. And today, like no other day, we have royalty in the building today.
He's a king.
He's beyond a king.
Yes, of the throne of the world of music.
He's a Miami icon.
Yes.
Hip-hop would not be hip-hop if it wasn't for this young man right here. Mm-hmm. And we're going to give him his flowers respectfully today.
All day.
Luther Campbell's in the building,
Hey,
a.k.a. Uncle Luke.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What up, Cap?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I can't complain.
Sound like you just woke up.
Well, no, I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I've been rolling all over the country.
Promoting
this,
working as an executive producer.
Promoting this documentary, Freaknik. What the hell going on here?
Uh-oh, who's on your phone?
You got the freaks coming out from Freakniks on your phone, huh?
Yeah, the phone just want to do whatever it want to do.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So, Luke, congratulations. You're the executive producer, for Freaknik, The Wildest Party Never Told.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with this story? I'm sure you attended Freaknik, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, let me wake up. Yeah. So basically, I had to deal with Hulu. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. See, I'm dead asleep.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I had to deal with Lionsgate to do my biopic. So when I looked at the scripts that we came up with at that time, then I said a large part of my stories is not in here. So what I did is I started a film company, Luke Films, and then I just started cutting up my stories. And so, we did Warriors of Liberty City with LeBron, and then what I ended up doing was saying, okay, all right, let's do Freaknik. I signed up with this company called Swirl Films out of Atlanta, and we just started, building some of the projects that I have, from my life story. And so Freaknik was one of them. Some of the producers there was like, yo, man, let's do Freaknik. What you think about that? And I was like, okay, let's do that. And me and a girl named Nikki and her brother, we kind of started building it. And they went in my garage, got a bunch of footage, and then, we shopped it around. Eventually, we shopped it to Hulu, and Hulu picked it up.
Smart.
And I needed to have somebody from Atlanta, be a part of it. And so, we reached out to JD, got him a part of it, because, that soundtrack, the soundtrack Lil Jon did was so synonymous. And then I wanted to make 21 Savage a executive producer, and the reason why I wanted to do that was because Savage every year he does a birthday party, and I go there and I'm the host, and it's called Freaknik.
Perfect.
So a young guy, yeah. And they have all the cards and everything. So a young guy carrying on or trying to recreate it, and I'm looking at all these young people. We sitting there looking at them, running around. They got their Freaknik outfits on and all that. And so that's basically how the project came about. We end up getting Mass Appeal, Nas them company to shoot it and produce it, and before you know it, here we are.
Wow.
With this whole thing. I mean, putting all these guys together. That's what I have a tendency of doing. I take my story like Warriors of Liberty City, and I put LeBron. Them did the deal with LeBron them, and no different than the other projects that I got, like, my other biopic I'm doing with Will Packer, where we're negotiating with a couple companies in a bidding war for that. And then
who's playing you in your biopic?
Listen,
pick one actor.
I don't
You're
know.
on the
DJ Nasty.
Oh Lord, no, he's gonna play himself.
Exactly.
I mean, literally. So, but how long did this whole Freaknik documentary? How long did the entire process take in order to put it all together?
It took about a year and a half because we started out one way. We started out with this wild and crazy party, and again, you got to accumulate, footage. So we, Hulu kind of leaked it last year, about around October, because it came on that list of schedules, and then people went crazy. Right. Then I did a tweet, and JD did a tweet. Basically saying your mama gonna be on there, so it became crazy, and we were actually supposed to release it at that time, but we then decided that we wanted to go to film festivals with it, and release it in the spring of this year. So it took about a year and a half to get done.
Okay.
I'm so proud to say I attended Freaknik, but I was a good girl. I have pictures up. I'm going to post it on the 99 JAMZ page, my Freaknik pictures.
Why you had to say
So
you
you
was a
guys
good
can-
girl?
Because I was too
You had to put that
green. I'm like, I was too
disclaimer on
She
scary.
made sure to put that disclaimer
Yeah,
out
because
there.
as soon as you say Freaknik, they think my legs are spread open. I'm in the Piedmont Park just popping and popping everything.
So you telling what happened?
Isn't that what happened at Freaknik? I had fun.
See, now
I
you
didn't
just
see
told
all
on
of that.
yourself. You realize what you just did.
No, I saw. Don't twist
you
the
know-
words, Luke. No, stop playing with
If
me.
you know what everybody was doing, you say that's freaking. So if you know that was going on, what you doing there?
I just saw it and I'm looking from afar. But Freaknik was an incredible weekend of fun. And yeah, crazy things happen. But like, do you think Freaknik could be recreated the same energy, vibe, and everything that it was? I think I went in '94, I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, '94 was probably arguably one of the best ones because
Yes.
I pretty much attended all of them except the first ones, but. And that's what we want to do in the biopic. We started out saying we wanted to do this wild and crazy party, obviously, and then Hulu got involved, which is a Disney company, and they did not sway us from making it what it was. But then we said, look, we have an opportunity right here to tell the real story. Because the average person think I started Freaknik or somebody else started it. So we wanted to basically show the individuals who actually started.
Yeah.
It was these college students from the HBCUs up in Atlanta. They wanted to have a picnic. They couldn't afford to go to spring break in Miami or Dustin or Panama City, so none of them had no money, and they just say, look, let's do a little party in the park. And so, they started it, and then, I heard about it, being this Freaknik, so I thought, if they call it all freaks, I should be there, and it became what it was. And the thing is, to answer your question, whether it can be recreated, a lot of people, everybody asks us that question. I think it can, but it would have to be organized down the lines of something like a Rolling Loud or a Woodstock, but at the same time, tell the rich history about HBCUs, give back to the HBCUs, have them heavily involved. I think it can come back in that way.
Well, that's dope. That's dope. I didn't attend Freaknik, so
Really?
for everybody out there who think I'm in the
You don't
documentary,
have no kids?
No,
from Freaknik?
Nah, I don't have no Freaknik kids. I actually was a
Freaknik
kid
babies.
at that time. '94, I think I was like 14 or something.
Oh, so now you trying to say me and Cindy are old?
I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say that. That never once
I
came
may
out of
be
my mouth.
old, but
Cindy
black
ain't
don't
old.
crack. I don't
Exactly.
care
You ain't
what I'm
cracking.
called.
You ain't cracking at all.
I'm not cracking. I'm Benjamin Button.
You popping.
Now you popping, you ain't cracking, baby. You popping, you feel me? But being that, understand that you're on this tour right now, you're doing your press runs, and you're all over the place doing things with Freaknik. Do you think there's a possibility that there is a Freaknik music tour?
Oh man, I do think it's a possibility. I do think it's a possibility. The only difficult part about that, this one guy, he went and trademarked the name and, trying to insert himself into the situation. But I think it can. I think it should be. This summer, I mean, I know we're doing some talking to some people about it, which would be dope for a whole lot of artists who are on the actual soundtrack of it, that they'll be able to participate and, get their shine from this moment here. I think so. And they had it with some new artists that fit the vein of what Freaknik is all about. Right.
I was part of a panel at the now I'm having your syndrome. I was part of a panel at the Perez Art Museum, and we were speaking about blacks getting their credit to the Miami sound of music, because we're getting forgotten in the history and everything like that. And the panel was speaking about Deep City Records, like that label that, kicked off a lot of people's careers. But your name was so much involved in the conversation because you need to get the credit, because you are that changed the game in hip hop with the going to the Supreme Court and all the things that you fought for, and all you were doing was just starting music when you first started. You wasn't thinking Supreme Court and everything that came along with it. When you think about the impact that you've had on not only just Miami music, but hip hop, period, what do you think about that? You started out just DJing, rapping, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was for many, many years, again, we started hip hop in the South, right here in Miami.
Yep.
I started out of the trunk of my car. Nobody gives me credit for that.
Wow, they give it to Master P.
Yeah, and I tried to sign Master P when he had the Ice Cream Man song, and I tried to sign Too Short at the same time. And even through this documentary here, that it wasn't no Atlanta sound.
Yeah.
I signed MC Shadi. I went through there and signed up all these the guys who were doing underground music. It wasn't the radio station in Atlanta was not playing Atlanta music because there was no such thing as Atlanta music. Right? It was playing New York music. You feel me? And so what happens is, whether it's here or anywhere in the world, nobody gives me credit for that. They wanted to put me in the group. They want to put me in the 2 Live Crew and the Booty Guy and all that. But then I was pissed off for that for many, many years. But when I looked at it, like right now, that's the reason why I can have a successful film company, because now I get to tell those stories, set the record straight. Freaknik being one of the first music parts of my story. And then now people start connecting the dots. Then I go over and do the Chronicles of Luke Records. Then I go and do the actual in my whole thing. I then go and do the biopic and do Coach Luke. I'm doing that with Michael Strahan and Prime.
Yes.
And then
you go all the way to the top when you partner.
Yeah.
LeBron, Michael Strahan.
I don't
Prime.
Play. I don't play. And I do all this stuff on the low. So that's my thing. I'm able to now tell those stories, and so I let the people see it for what it really is. So they don't have to give me. Don't. It's a great thing that they didn't give me credit, or they never try to give me credit.
Now you're telling the story.
Because then now you got to give Miami so much credit. You feel me? And then at the end of the day, I get to tell those stories and then make a whole lot of money.
I was going to say, and them checks is pretty, honey.
Oh, the checks are great. Oh, Disney check cashes.
Yeah, you better believe it.
You wearing Mickey ears on tour?
I love Mickey right now. Me and Mickey are great friends. Hey, look.
So as we're talking about the documentary, Freaknik, the Wildest Party Never Told, and understanding what Freaknik is all about, let's shift to today. Everything that's going on South Beach, as they're trying to quote unquote shut down spring break. Understanding what Freaknik was all about and the foolishness that's going on Miami Beach, how exactly do you feel about that?
Man, let me tell you, that's why it's so unique that we put this documentary out this time, and it's the same. I go around the country. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what's going on over there. It's the same story. It's the same It's the same playbook. When you look at the documentary, you'll see the same playbook. It was a nice party in the park that Super Cindy went to, where they wasn't open their legs and things. And so people were enjoying themselves. Some nice college students had it, no different than what college students do all the time, have parties at their university.
Right.
You had parties at your university.
Came out great.
Right, exactly. Shouts out to FAMU.
You better believe it.
But at the end of the day, it's the same playbook. It was a nice, beautiful party. Government got involved, and when you look at the documentary, not to tell too much of it, you'll see when the time for the Olympics to happen, when they got to be in the Olympics.
The Olympics
that's
in Atlanta.
when you create a chaotic situation. That's no different than gentrification.
Right.
In gentrification, you allow crime to ruin the neighborhood and the good people to move out, and then you build up this propaganda machine using all these news networks to say how bad it is, And
we got to save them now.
Yeah, we got to put a curfew on them. Right. We got to put a curfew on them, and then before you know it, they come in and they get the community's consent, and and swaying them, and before you know it, they shut it down, or they go in and we're going to gentrify the neighborhood. Right. We're going to make it safe for you to stay. Mind you, they're hijacking the whole thing. But what people don't know is there's a white college spring break and there's a black college. Mm-hmm. Black college spring breaks go together at the end of the spring. The whites go early. And so all these different municipalities know that, whether it's Galveston, whether it's Myrtle Beach, all these different people, Daytona Beach, they know it. That know that Black College Spring Break is getting ready to happen. That's why when you look at the Channel 7 and 10 and 6 and 4, we doing a curfew now. But you didn't do it at the beginning when you had all the white spring breaks going on.
And look, it's the same time as Ultra Fest.
Right.
No one stops Ultra Fest. I've walked by Ultra Fest and I'm like, what in the?
As
no
if
one says
no
anything.
crime happens. Yeah, right.
Like, that's going on very soon. And matter of fact, it just happened. And I ain't heard nothing about no curfew, nothing about nothing. But a couple weeks ago, I'm talking about plaster on the street highway, South Beach curfew, midnight. Is like, what is this? Like,
that's for black people. I mean, Miami Beach government has been known, in my opinion, to be racist. I mean, whether they Democrats or Republicans, they use the same playbook that they've been using for the last 15 years. I mean, for spring break and Memorial Day weekend, they just don't want black people over there, similar to what it was when I was a kid, that you had to be off the beach at 6 o'clock or you go to jail. That's way before your time.
Yeah, I'm way before. I know nothing about that.
Right, that's a young man right there.
You're a young lady. See, I'm an old head. I know that.
Luke, how was it being a club owner? Because you had that Luke's on South Beach, your club. That I attended when it was Luke's. Yes, I used to get my dance on and my Hennessy on. I used to drink Hennessy back then.
I thought she said dates on.
Oh.
You say
my dance on.
Okay.
Don't play, Luke. Stop playing with me.
No.